This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, good morning, and welcome to session number one, which is demo come this demo as well as it's, session number one. Myself, Nagarjuna, vadlakonda. So, I have a total 11 years of IT experience. I am providing the trainings on the mainly automation and cloud environments. So, in this demo, we are going to discuss what is the content we are going to cover in the Docker and Kubernetes as well as installation part we will see. There is no waiting, it is a session number one. But one thing, what is the prerequisites to learn this course? Where we can exactly use it? These two things are important before going to start our process. Exactly where we can use it and why the Kubernetes is very famous. The word also Kubernetes. Without Docker, we cannot understand the Kubernetes. The duration for these two things 25 to 30 hours. I mean 25 days to 30 days is a Monday to Friday. Okay guys, now we will see if you see the course content. The first one here we have what is a Docker and it's just introduction information, life cycle and installation on Linux as well as Windows also. Linux and Windows platform, two things we will see. But one thing is required here, Linux basics are required. Linux basics are required here. So you don't worry, I will provide to you two recorded sessions for this. Two recorded sessions I will provide to you to get the basic idea about the Linux. Basics Linux command information I will provide to you to recorded session. Then you can attend for this live training. You will get a minimum idea. Already you if you having the Linux basics command, it is great benefit to you. But these two sessions never cover the total Linux information. To learn the Linux and shell script, at least we have to allocate 50 hours. Like this is like a instant uh, what we will call instant power to you, boosting you. But this with only 2 hours of Linux, we cannot get the perfect idea on the shell script. Should be even if you want to survive in the IT field, really now Linux is mandatory. Not only related to cloud, I am talking, right? So now before going to see the course content and other things, just I will create you what is the before why we have to use this one containerization word is coming. So, but what is the before use? I'm talking about the before the cloud, what we before the Docker, before sorry, right. So, for example, I want five servers. Sir. I want five servers or five computers. I want to get. That is my requirement. One server is for testing. Okay, five different environments are there. I need five servers. This is my requirement. So, what is the option number one? Option number one means we have to purchase five servers. We need to purchase five servers. And then after, it's a server machine. Then after, we need to install their operating system, whatever the required operating system, like Linux or Windows, anything. Then after, we need to install whatever the your target, that application we can install upon that. So this is a process one. Problem is good performance, but problem is high cost, high cost. Even resources maybe we will use 100% may not be. To overcome this problem, second option came virtualization. Still, this is famous, but problem is you will get that when I introduce the Docker. So from problem one to problem one is nothing but we if you need 5 servers, we have to purchase the 5 servers only. Then what is the virtualization? So here purchase one server, only one server, that is like example Windows server or your Windows 10 or you can take anything. Upon that, if you install the virtualization software, bare metal or general virtualization, you are seeing generally VMware in your laptop, but in reality, bare metal virtualization, VMware or VirtualBox or Hyper-V. So then after it is a one machine only. Upon that, we need to install the operating system. Generally, we will call these are the guest operating system. Guest operating system 1, guest operating system 2. GSO2 means guest operating system. Guest operating system 3. Then after we can use the application. So this is the solution for the previous above problem. Above problem means in the point of cost it is very high. The terms of cost is very high. So to overcome this problem, virtualization concept came. But virtualization is good, but what is the problem now? We cannot get a maximum performance for this guest operating system. Here also you have one operating system. We will call that is a host, main operating system. It will utilize the resources from here only. If you have a, for example, 10, 100 GB RAM, here 20, 20, 20. And boot up time also very high. Maximum it will take 1 minute if you have a good configuration also. Yes. So here whether you are, for example, you need to run an application. For that application, for example, 5 binaries are required. Whether your requirement is to run this application 5 binaries or 5 servers, 5 services, anything, you need to install the complete guest operating system. Perfect complete operating system we have to install it, and not a high performance. Cost is reduced, but performance point it is not good. So to overcome this area, a concept came. The concept is similar to virtualization only. Here also you have a one server, that is Windows or Linux. Upon that one, we will install something like Docker engine. It is a one small software, like instead of virtualization. Guys, here directly you can install the no need any guest operating system. Directly you can install the application only. You can install your application only. Your application contains small OS. A 5 MB OS is available. Without OS it will not work. 5 MB OS is available. That we will call as a Alphen. Alphen in the world's smallest operating system. Okay, what is the problem and solution from here? Okay, instead of your virtualization area, you are getting Docker engine. And see, for example, if you want to execute like a Apache web server, the required package is only available on this circuit. Only to run the Apache web server only, that required element is only available. Not other stuff is not required. It will not available other stuff. Only the required content binary is only available in this round one. Even if MySQL, see upon the server, my Windows server, for example, or my Linux server, I will install the Docker engine. Upon that one, directly I am installing the my application. Applications containing small OS. Okay, you can ignore this size also. You can ignore this size also. Simply what we have here, just your required elements are packaged here. One circle is there, na? Packaged here. The required elements are packaged in that area. Means whatever I drawn as a circle, the simple terminology we will call as a container. Docker is a containerized platform, guys. Actually, PaaS service. It's a PaaS service only. So, what is a container? Simply, it is a process or a way, whatever is a packing of your required packages or necessary packages as a one bundle. That's all. You can directly use this one. Directly, you can use it this one. Here, benefit from here to here, there is no complete operating system like a guest operating system is required complete. This layer is not required here. This layer is not required here. Only you need to install instead of the virtualization Docker engine. Once if you install the Docker engine, you should call the server as a Docker host. You will call as a Docker host. You have to call the Docker host. Means very simple. You generally we will use Linux machines as a main server. Upon that one, we will install the Docker host, Docker engine software. We will install it. Then after, if you want to install the, this is your machine ready. Okay. First Linux machine. Then after you install a software, Docker engine. Now you should call this as a Docker host. You should call as a Docker host. This machine Linux only, but you should call as a Docker host now onward. You should call as a Docker host. So how to create a container directly? How it will come? Will it come in the air? No. There is a central repository is there. hub.docker.com. Our registry is there, like a GitHub. Docker having a registry, a centralized repository is there. Yes, it's completely command. Even Windows Point Docker desktop application also there, but really that is you won't get the feeling, and it's not a good thing. We have to practice completely with the command line interface only. That is a useful one in the environment. GUI mode available in the Windows. I will explain to you on Windows and Linux also, but I am going to giving a priority for Linux servers upon the Linux. Sir, I want to install one web server. How to install a web server? Here my laptop is there. Here somewhere you have. It's somewhere on the cloud you have the your repository or registry, whatever I am defining as a new word to you. Right? So here what will happen now? There is a ready-made images are available. Ready-made images are available. Images are available. Like a similar to ISO images. In installation point, we will use. A ready-made images are available. These are the completely read-only templates. Read-only templates. We cannot modify it. Like a virtual copy is there. First, you have to pull this one to your environment. First, you have to pull into your environment. Once if it is available, how we are going to get by the command, that is secondary. Once it is available, by this image, we can create a container. That's all. From this image, you can create n number of containers. N number of containers. Here also networking is there. What is a bridge and what is a host and what is a none. Three networks are available. How to access this container? Networking point. And even here also we have the volumes are available. Storage point also available. Same time, if you create a container, upon one Linux or one Docker host, you can create n number of containers. N number of containers. Upon the one server, if you consider this is a one server, upon the one server, you can use n number of containers. Problem also there here, definitely. Okay, this container point, we have all the options. We can log in or enter to inside to the interactive mode. We can log into interactive mode, and we can, but minimum required package is only available to run. For example, you are installing MySQL server. To run the MySQL server, what are the required things that are only available here? That are available only here. It's like a machine only. The operating system internally we have a small operating system. We have internally small operating system. We will call Alpine operating system. Alpine operating system. We will call that. Just 1 second. Okay. Now the thing is, once if you create a container is like a Xerox copy of image. You have a one machine. I have one Linux machine. Upon that one, once if you install the Docker engine, now this machine now onwards you have to call Docker host. Almost you are directly deploying your containers only. And I am at somewhere. I am my this is my local laptop. How to access this one? How to access this one? How to access this one? Networking concept. That is a networking concept. And how to attach the storage devices. But one thing is very clear. Finally, the storage is coming are available on your main server. Storage is available, and finally, it will use the main or host operating system resources only. And backup is important. If we lost this container, how to get the data of it? Yes, what is the writable layers? One component is there, writable layers. Writable layer is a one component is there. Just I'm giving you complete course overview, guys. Yes. Next, after how to create our own image and how to create an account on the hub.docker.com and what is a Docker file. From the Docker file only, I mean, it is a file it containing syntaxes. What is add, copy, from keyword, yes, version. So, how to create our own images? For example, my organization purpose, I need a HTTP server and I need a duplicate command. I need some other extra, some commands are required. I want to make these all things as one entity. Then I want to create an image. This image my organization is going to use upon their Docker host. But first I have to build the image. How this is possible? That is a Docker file. Then troubleshooting also I'm added here. This is the important point. Troubleshooting purpose we have a two sessions are there. Then after there is a problem point. See, upon the one machine, they are creating multiple containers. If this Linux only, for example, this host operating system is failed, your main server only failed, then what about these containers? Definitely it will not work. Like single point failover. Single point. If the main server is wherever you are install the Docker engine, that server only failed, then we cannot access these containers. So that's why we have a Docker swarm is there. Nothing but clustering concept, guys. Docker swarm. Okay, container is good. Okay, we can create our own even container having just commands only. What is a pull? create, run, kill, RMI, yes, start the container, life cycle of the container. So from the starting to kill or remove, up to remove. What is a Docker run -d hyphen name, and how to create the names for that. Hardly we have a 20 commands, 20 to 25 commands are available. Very simple way, but step by step process only. In one day we cannot get everything. Okay, finally, what is the step here? We can create our own images also, like here you are seeing how to create our own images, like in this screen. Then after single point failure came up. What is the solution for? One ready-made solution is there from the Docker Swarm. We will discuss this Docker Swarm also. Docker Swarm is nothing but cluster concept, guys. Instead of running your server on one machine, for example, your your application will work here and here. This make a connection. Nothing but cluster concept introduced in the Docker Swarm. If it is your server is failed here, you have a one more copy. Immediately you will get the services from that point. But really these Docker Swarm we have in our course, but it's not that much of famous in this area. To manage the cluster approach, to manage the cluster, a famous tool is there, that is a Kubernetes. What is the purpose of the Kubernetes or Docker Swarm? Very simple. A single point failover is there. If you use directly Docker, there is a single point failover is coming. Problem, one more time I am explaining. See this one carefully. Simple course overview. You will get a course overview. A perfect clarity you will get. Let's say this is my Windows server. Upon that I am installing Docker engine. It is also an operating system only. Upon that one, by using the images, we are creating the container. For example, this machine is failed. There is no scope to get the services from these four containers. So to overcome this problem, Docker is providing one service tool actually, Docker Swarm. What they are providing? Okay, you have a four are there na? Just it will create a cluster, group of nodes or computers you can consider here. So like it is like a cluster, and instead of running on one node, one computer, one operating system. See, I am just putting here into mark, right mark. Run your application on three different example point I am talking. You are running here more than one node. For example, you are getting services from here. If any point if it is failed, you have two more backups. But Docker Swarm is not that much of famous. First, it feel like it is a paid one, but actually it is not a paid one. Here we have a two versions are there. Commercial is there, free one is there. It is an open source only. So in this area, to manage the cluster means yeah, three computers are there, na? Three computers are there, na? Like computer one, Docker host, your container. Same, maybe on same node, it is see, node 1, node 2, node 3. To manage the cluster, there is a one more tool came, that is a Kubernetes. K8 Kubernetes. Kubernetes. What is the main thing? To manage the cluster. That's all. To manage the cluster, we have this tool. But in the Kubernetes also, there are two approaches are there, syntax point. And here that is one or two master node, and another one is a worker nodes. Deblane means worker nodes. worker nodes, worker nodes. So upon the worker nodes, we are going to create the container, but the terminology is something like we have to call pods. Pod is nothing but very small component. Pod contain internally containers also. Pod is nothing but collection of containers. Pod only the smallest component. So the terminology in the Docker you are calling as a container. It's a small like a collection of required packages. In the Kubernetes you are calling as a pods. Pods means collection of containers. Collection of containers. Main motto of the Kubernetes is nothing but high availability only. High availability only. So here based on the master node we have some services like first one API, what is a scheduler and what is a registry and what is the EC storage. So definitely to manage this one, what are the components we have and what is the receiver, what is the task scheduler, worker nodes are available. Worker nodes is nothing but your Linux machines here, Linux machines only. Your Linux machines only, then the Linux or Windows machines only. You are calling as a worker nodes. That's all. This is a completely how to manage these cluster environment that is possible with help of the Kubernetes. So directly if you start the Kubernetes, we cannot get that one. First we have to cover the Docker end to end, how to create the container from the images, existing images. Then after, what are the commands we can, I mean from the creation point. Once if you pull the container, how to create, once if you pull the image to your server, and what is the Docker space images, what is the Docker PS -a, what is the Docker PS. Different way we are going to learn in this area. So, working with images, image is nothing but one copy. You can create multiple Xerox copies. Life cycle from starting point to kill or remove. Remove. How to remove the images RMI. How to create our own image. Our and how to push to Git repository. For that, we have to create an account inside of the hub.docker.com. So this is a repository. Hub. Okay, first one. No. So I am one word I'm giving to you. I'm going to start from the zero. There is no hurry. Slowly we will move. Yes. So this is a one. How to first of all you can install connectivity or install on the Windows machine also. For that Windows purpose we have. Yes. But our target is very simple. I want to install, for example, uh, like MySQL. No need to install complete MySQL to run the MySQL. Complete operating system is not required. Ready-made image is available to you. See, MySQL is there. If you click on that, even we won't use any GUI more. Tomorrow, if you want to create your own image, if you want to push to this repository, free one only. So just pull the command. This is a one. Pull SQL. Docker pull SQL. Once if you install the Docker engine, if you run this command, the image will be available to you on your environment. Internally, it will use very small container, also use very small operating system that we will call as alpha. It is a 5 MB size only, really. You can set that alpha also, alpha like a basic operating. In the world, this is a very smallest operating system, 5 MB size. Okay, here is there. Don't think about these images and other things. We are going to learn in our course alpha very small component. Otherwise, you can ask one question: what is the size of the alpha operating system? Alpha it is giving to you 133. Here, see, Linux alpha only 5 MB is there. Multiple answers are there. It is a Linux related one. But basic one, it is containing just nothing inside of it. Just uh, like a dump. That is the operating system. That's all. So when you create a container also having small operating system. If anyone is thinking like container not having any operating system, like little bit small operating system is there, 5 MB. Then your application rest of that. Your application is available. Your application is available. Rest of the part. So first here to create the container, what is the first thing we have to do? First we need to do we have to take any Linux or Windows machine, then install the Docker engine. To pull the images, no need any account. Okay, first one image is required. Which operating system or which application? Which application? Directly you think about your application, not operating system. Do you want to work with Java? Do you want to work with MySQL or like Apache? Whatever. You're directly you think about your application that is available in the form of images. Just drag that one to your environment. Images are available here. Once image is available, from this image you can create a container. Yes, container having your directly MySQL or whatever the image this is. You can consider MySQL or anything. So directly you can access this application. It will take almost 1 by 28th second only. Even if you divide 1 second as a 20, that much of time, less time it will take for boot up time. Yes, we can also manage the containers on a single machine. From this problem only cluster came. To manage the cluster, there are two tools came. That is a Swarm, Docker Swarm and Kubernetes. Two things are added here. So that is a course how the like how to first work with the Docker networking volumes, how to compose Swarm, and here working with Python as well as I'm going to explain to you like not only MySQL, Nginx, Apache web server, that things we are going to discuss. And Kubernetes, and first of all difference we have here already existing tool to this one is a Windows, sorry, Google product. And architecture, like just I said to you, what is a API in the Kubernetes? What is the API? And then how the scheduler will work and what is the registries are available. All are objects only. The how to understand the controller manager, the architecture, especially here. What is the API? And another one is a register, a control register. Otherwise, controller, controller register. This will manage the worker nodes and scheduler. Even if you learn this one, other clouds, even if you learn this one, GCP Kubernetes is very easy. If you learn this one, Azure Kubernetes is very easy, guys. This is a plain one. We are going to use AWS to create the VMs. This is a purely we are going to discuss plain Kubernetes. This is not only dedicated to AWS, not only related to Azure or GCP. It is similar to your on-prem also. Similar to your on-prem also. If you learn this one, your Azure Kubernetes is AKS is very easy. If you learn this one, your GCP Kubernetes is very easy. Same process. Their own product they are implementing. Why these are the all are open source? And here we are going to work on what is the API server, what it does, and what is the compose server, kubectl command. So here instead of Docker, there is a kubectl commands will come. But here complete managing activity we can perform it on the Kubernetes, including health charts also. Health charts also I am explaining to you. Not only ingress secrets, apart from that one, with the help of the help charts also, I am going to explain in this area. If the expected is 25 to 30 days, and after every live session, you will get the daily recordings also. After every live session, you will get the daily recording. Yes, you can consider, guys. This is a first session, demo come first session. Tomorrow session, we are going to see the installation part. And if you are interested to join this course, yes, you can use the UPI details for this number. The UPI, you can use this UPI. Once if you complete your payment, please share the screenshot to my same number. Then I will add to you your number to one special WhatsApp group. Right, guys? Is there any queries before going to close today's demo session? You can ask the queries. Yes, Deva. Yes, please go.
This Linux recording session for what?
Linux, I am not getting your point.
Linux recorded session, two recorded session, 50 hours.
Basic session. I mean, here you can
Okay.
implement this Docker engine on Windows and Linux. But I am saying to you, Windows is very easy. We never use in the organization. Main thing is Linux. Basic commands information is required. If we don't have the, or if you, anyone are not having the basic sessions or Linux basic command, if anyone don't know, I will provide to you two recorded sessions for them, which are provided by, I mean, previous my recorded videos. I will provide that one. Then after you can join for this training, you will get some idea. Not idea, perfect one, but I suggest you, if there is any chance, learn the complete Linux.
Okay.
Yes, guys, is there any queries?
Sir, Docker, hi, this is Deva. This is, I wanted to know that Docker or Kubernetes in near future, what is the demand for that? And those are come from IT background. So what the value will be added for Docker or Kubernetes? And it is that can I use that all platform like GCP or Azure or Amazon?
Okay, good. So first thing is, now simple word, if you take the VMware or virtualization, these are the abstract layer of the operating system. But Docker is the abstract layer of the application. Directly or involved with application. So cost point, Docker is now leading one. One of the tool. Why? Because extra one layer is not required if you compare with virtualization. I think I have one ready-made image also there. One second. Yes, this is a one. So this is a virtualization problem. So first you have to take your main operating system. Hyper-V is the means VMware or anything. Hyper-V, VMware VirtualBox. Then guest operating system. Then application, binaries, .exe file. Then only you have to install the application. So definitely the future is coming for the containerization only. Containerization is nothing but just OS a container, Docker engine. Directly you can, these two together will come as a container here. Here directly this is coming. This one only we drawn as a small circle. This one only we drawn in the previous image, circle container. If you have an image, you can download it. So why this is famous nowadays? Nothing but high performance. There is no extra other operating system like comparing with virtualization. Okay, Docker is good, but single point. If this host operating system is failed, these three containers or three machines are going to fail. To overcome this problem, to get high availability, The same VM, app 1 is there na? App 1, I want to take two servers. Two servers. These are two servers. App 1 is working here, app 1 working here. Same app 1 only. So there is a synchronization, continuation integrate. Even if this VM is completely failed, I have one more container upon the another VM. This is managed by your SWAM and Kubernetes. Our focus on Kubernetes, but we are going to see the existing tool of the Docker, Docker SWAM also we will discuss, and Kubernetes. So here, first of all, Docker point, why it is required nowadays? Cost point. And very less time it will take the configure your required service. Directly you have to think about your application only. You don't need to think about which operating system I need to install to run my application. So to manage this one, to cluster manage point, cluster more than one is a group of computers, group of worker nodes. To manage this one, we need to learn one more concept, Kubernetes. Kubernetes mainly managing and high availability and complete control of these nodes, worker nodes. Right? Is there any other queries, guys? Okay. So this is a demo session. Tomorrow we are going to see the installation of the Docker on Windows as well as Linux operating system. These two things we will cover in tomorrow session. So tomorrow, three things I am expecting. How to install the Docker on Windows and Linux. Third one is a creation of the hub.docker.com one account, how to create a free account. These three things we will discuss in the tomorrow session. Thank you.
Sir, session. Actually, I wanted to know that how much the class will be going on that next month, or on how can take that hours, the total hours, and what is the actually
25,
course fee?
25 to 30. Yes, 25 to 30 hours, and Monday to Friday, every day 1 hour, and same time, morning 6 to 7 a.m. IST. This is the
Okay, sir.
expected time.
And sir, the course fee of this course, Docker and Kubernetes.
I will share that one in the group.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. We will meet tomorrow, and tomorrow we are going to start the original installation process. Thank you.